podcast and you leave a 5-star review. Hopefully you love the show. Thank you for people who have left reviews over the years, people who tune in faithfully every Tuesday. I appreciate you. If you guys want to tune in to my other show, Heal It All, on the Bravehearts TV network. My hair is in my eye. If you want to tune in to the Bravehearts TV network, oh my God. Here's what you can do. So the Heal It All show is hosted by Bravehearts TV Network, a platform offering inspiring, educational, and empowering TV shows available on Roku or Amazon Fire TV. To watch it on your TV, select Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, not Slick. Some of y'all not slick. As your input source. Open the settings menu and select your channel or app store. Search for and download the Bravehearts TV Network channel. Please note that you need to be on your TV set first. Open either the Roku or Amazon Fire TV app and then search for Bravehearts TV Network. As an alternative, my channel is also up on my site. So once the show is finished, you can also view it up there and download the Amazon Fire Roku on there as well, or just watch the show. The video catalogs, you can always find those. And my programs, I just launched Magnetizing Beauty, which is my ebook. You get a full-length makeup tutorial. Everybody asked me on my TikTok. Over on TikTok, I have over 35,000 followers. So I have more followers over there than I do on any social media network. And so a lot of people asked me about my makeup and said they were gonna purchase when I dropped the makeup routine in my ebook. So I did that for them. Everyone could purchase it. It's up on my site. Also, herbs, tinctures, supplements, luxury vegan handbags are all up on my site as well. It's everything that encompasses holistic health on my site. Everything you need is there. And so definitely go and grab that for you. There's something for everyone who's wanting to heal holistically on a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level. And without further ado, I'm going to dive into this episode. So obviously, for those of you who have seen 10 Things I Hate About You, then you know this episode was inspired by that. I love that movie till this day. I'm not big on TV, even though I'm on TV. I'm not big on watching television. But I definitely will tune into that this week, 10 Things I Hate About You, because the character that was played by, oh God, what is her name? Y'all know her name. Okay. But anyway, the main character, Cancer Sun with Leo placement. So God double whammied me. So I always feel like the main character. And it's partly in a braggy way. And I encourage all people to brag, by the way. And we're going to talk about, self-love. So you can brag about yourself and feel confident and comfortable no matter who you're around, because everyone has the right to brag about themselves. And so it's in a braggy way, but it's also in an astrological way, like you're literally the main character, like you're literally the focus. Sometimes you attract good into your life. Sometimes you attract people who, like I said before, like that movie Obsessed, I think with Beyonce and Idris Elba, you attract, stuff like that, or like Friends Till the End, Lifetime shit, where, so anyway, the main character in the movie 10 Things I Hate About You, if I can remember it correctly, it's been a long ass time. I know Heath Ledger was in it, and she was basically a rebel. She was to herself. She didn't want to fall in love from what I can remember. Then she did. And of course, he was a bad boy and broke her fucking heart like men typically do. Where's Eileen Wuornos? I'm just kidding. I have a dark sense of humor. Some people can take it and some people can't. They take stuff too personally. I'm like, listen, I have a bunch of Capricorn and Scorpio in my chart. I have a dark fucking sense of humor, okay? It's helped me in life. It's helped me. Oh God, I recently too I posted something about the key to weight loss is balls. And it was a free birthday gave to everyone because I love writing. I have different styles of writing. And I used to love the skit Sweaty Balls, and I also loved, Stefan on SNL. And so that's always been and I've also written an erotic suspense thriller. So those thoughts are always, roaming in my head in terms of my writing and my creativity. And so people either understand it or they don't. But the people who do are my people. So I love you guys. Because some people take it to the furthest extent. And it was like, no, it wasn't that serious. It's really just my humor. It pushes the limits. Sometimes it's freaky. Sometimes it's really dark. It doesn't mean that I'm doing the shit that I'm talking about, You know what I mean? And so it reminds me of that character, like she's just really in 10 Things I Hate About You. She's really like a rebel and does her own thing, gets her heart broken and has to rebuild it back together. But she learns lessons and goes through the whole spiel. And so this is where I got that from, that movie. And we're going to talk a bit more about self-love later in the episode. But I really wanted you guys, and I hope you have a notebook. I have Avi Unfiltered notebooks on my website to write down the 8 easy steps to implement everything that I'm going to teach you. So in my program, one of my programs, I teach this to my clients, and I'm going to teach it to you today in a podcast version. Okay. So in order to get rid of chronic stress and anxiety, these are things that you need to be implementing on a daily basis. And it's not difficult. It's just some tweaks you need to make in your life. And it just helps you decompress. It helps you know how to deal with with every situation. That's why I came up with that program, because I know how it feels to deal with trauma, to deal with stress, to deal with anxiety, as we know. And so I wanted something that I've tried on myself, a method that I've tried on myself, that I've tried on my clients, and it works every single time. I strategically designed it. It's a proven method to get you from point A of feeling, defeated, maybe not as confident, maybe overwhelmed, depressed, anxious, not feeling good about life, to feeling completely confident, stable, mentally balanced, at home in your body. Because a lot of us, especially if you're spiritual and you're not tapped in, this is not gonna feel like your home on this planet. And sometimes it's very hard to be in your body. I remember when I had gut health issues, it was so difficult to just be in my body and accept that you are home. You know how Dorothy, it literally felt like that. Actually, Avishai, which is gift from God, is the Hebrew Chaldean version of Dorothy, which means gift from God. And so it's like she didn't feel like she was at home. She had to go on a journey. And that's what I'm taking you on, a journey to find your way home so you could feel safe within yourself. Because there were times, and I would post online and people were like, is she okay? Is she suicidal? Is she trying to unalive herself right now? I was like, I want to go back. I want to go back home. I want someone to beam me up like I did. It was very difficult to be down here when you know that you're an angelic being. You're not a human. You're a supernatural being. I'm a human on this planet, but we're really spirit beings. And so I was feeling called to be somewhere else. I felt like I needed to fly somewhere else, like even my feet too. That could have been the reason why I wasn't able to walk, because, as above, so below. If you're used to flying and then you can't fly, it's like, I don't know, you feel off balance. Maybe that's why I had a taxi. You see, you could go down the rabbit hole with all this shit, and that's why my clients come to me, because they're like, there was a client that asked me recently about cancer, and she was like, how did I get this? And we were going down the rabbit hole of how you can get it, because it's not genetics. It's not always like what you're, not even all of what you're eating. Sometimes it's deeper than that. Like it's really deep, like rabbit hole, like go down the maze deep. So there's different routes of healing from certain things based off of the root cause. I'll say that again. There's different routes of healing certain things based off of the root cause. And so you can just deep dive in everything. Like, well, why is my, even if your foot is hurting. I remember one time, was it last year? I didn't tell anybody because I don't post everything online. Like people think they know my business. I'm like, no, you don't. I don't tell you everything. So I wasn't able to walk on my foot, and I was like, where is this coming from? So I did research and everything, and I took some herbs, and it was better. And I was just like, where did it come from? You know, getting to the root. And so it's a variety of things. So when people are coming to me and they're healing from chronic stress and anxiety, I find that when they're dealing with that, there's a specific method that they need. And the first step is getting to the root cause. So first, when I help my clients, I help them get to the root cause as to why they're overeating, or because stress shows up in different ways. For some people stress and they drink and smoke. Some people have stress and they go to the gym, you know? But then the stress is still there after, you know what I mean? So they're not resolving, although that's a good way, it doesn't mean it's resolving it, but it is a good way. So that's a good start, okay? And then there's some people who can't handle it and they're just like, medicate me right now, you know? So there's people who take meds for it, and then you have people who, they're self-destructive, they'll self-sabotage, they'll just zone out, zoom out, don't want to talk to anybody, they'll isolate themselves. And that may be a good healing process for the time being. Like sometimes you do have to be by yourself and go within, you know, so that could be healthy, but some people just shut down. Like it's just shut down, and then they come back and it's like, where were you though? What happened, you know? And what's another way? And then some people, they overeat. They eat their feelings. And so people deal with stress different ways. And so I built an 8-step method to help people get rid of that. So you got to get to the root. And when people are getting to the root, what I really want them to do is see the pattern in their life. Look at their triggers. Look at where this stems from. You know, where is it coming from? What's the first thing that happened that, you know, when was the first time that you felt stress? Because like I said on one of the Heal It All episodes with healing your inner child, I said, when you're a child, you don't feel those things. You're taught to feel those things. You either model it after a parent, a relative, a teacher, someone who is your superior because you're a little baby, you know? Oh, they're so cute. I miss teaching kindergarten. Oh my God. If someone asks me right now, you want to teach kindergarten? Yep, I do. I will add it. I will add it to my heavy load. I am serious. I'm 100% serious. I will add it to my heavy load of work. I could be around children all day and have been for many years. Cancer sun. I'm a true Cancer sun. I do come off like a Gemini to people because I am a Gemini in sidereal. Some people think I'm other signs. I've gotten a bunch of different signs. So people never guess Cancer though, because I guess I'm motherly when it comes to children, but when it comes to people, but not, people see the blunt side. So whatever signs are blunt, they'll say, oh, you're that sign. Or, you know, I never get Cancer though. Never guesses that. But I love the babies. I do. I was supposed to have children younger. Like by the time I was 18. If I didn't listen to spirit realms, I would have had a baby at 14. So I used to get visions, and my baby would have been 20 years old. Because I saw myself having a child by an older man that I was dealing with at the time. And we weren't intimate, but we, had some relations. And it was illegal because I was 14, he was 19. But I saw myself having a baby by him. I kept getting visions every single day, and they were telling me, this is what's going to happen, and don't do it. So I didn't end up going all the way with him because I would have definitely gotten pregnant. And then a year later, I found out I had endometriosis. I was like, in my mind, I was like, maybe I should have got pregnant at 14. At least I would have had one child. So I helped raise other people's children at the time. They didn't say I was infertile or anything. It was a problem when I was like 15 that I would need help. No one ever said I was infertile though. Everyone thinks she has endometriosis, she's infertile. I always had people prophesy that I would have children, and then my doctor said that I would have children, and I eat healthy. So what took me long to not have children is because when I met somebody else, I was like 26, 27, but I was sick, but I could have had children by them. But then they told me if I would have had a child, they would have had birth defects. So here I am, 34 with no children. Because if you know your baby's gonna be born with a birth defect, why would you be selfish like that? Like, I love babies with birth defects. I love babies with everything. But when you know they're going to have it ahead of time, you don't want them to go through all those surgeries. You don't want them to go through all of those things. And although the babies that have it are absolutely wonderful and marvelous and beautiful, when you know, you don't do that. You just don't. And that's me. That's how I feel. I wouldn't want my baby to struggle like that. So, like I said, if God wants me to have children, I will. I'm grateful to be alive. At least I know at this stage they would be healthy. Whoever comes out. Whoever comes out. But yeah, I almost got legit prego. And I hate the word pregger. Preggers and prego, I hate those words at 14. So thank God I didn't. My mom said she wouldn't have, been mean. Because how some mothers, they hear you get pregnant. And I'm like, you tell me that later on. Because that was part of it too. I was like, oh, she'd probably get mad at me. Because I used to sneak out. She got mad that time. I used to sneak out of the house. But anyway. So that was stressful for me too, when I dealt with endometriosis and all those problems that I was having and all this stuff, is keeping myself balanced and not feeling like life wasn't fair, because you go through those phases. And I find that when you have that feeling like life wasn't fair, then you get caught up in that. So it's better to refocus your attention on something that makes you feel whole. So if something's lacking in your life that you maybe can't have yet, refocus your attention on something that you can have instantly. Instant gratification, like getting a tattoo or eating your favorite food or eating your favorite ice cream. I love ice cream. Oh my God. Frozen, cold things just light me up. Cake, yogurt, ice cream. Oh my God. Smoothies, bubble tea. Do I still have time to go get bubble tea? Love that shit. Oh my God. I'm grateful for all of that. Frozen mangoes, mango nata. Oh my God. I love that shit. I love it. I love it. Okay, so that's the first step. Is getting to the root. So recalling a time when something happened to you to why you act a certain way. So you can write that down right now. What happened and because a lot of people who are not self-aware, they just act. They don't delve into their subconscious. So sitting here right now, delve into your subconscious and see, just meditate, do a brain dump, see what comes out and put it all together. I'm not going to give you my specific method because that's in my programs, but it is a way that you can decipher what trauma happened, what's holding you back, what stress you need to get rid of, what anxiety, who did it, who did it. I remember when I used to babysit and someone maybe the little child, they have like a boo-boo. It's like, who bothered it? Who bothered it? To make them feel like someone, just spoiling the children. Like, who bothered it? Who did it? Who did it? Let me go get them. Like if they accidentally bump themselves on, like, I don't know, a refrigerator or something. It's like, bad refrigerator, So you gotta go to a time where you're just like, who bothered it? Who bothered me? It'll help your inner child, okay? Number 2 is nutrition. Nutrition is an excellent way to get rid of chronic stress and anxiety because many mood disorders have been linked to poor nutrition, especially if you're low on magnesium, low on iron, and low on your B vitamins, your vitamin B complex, which are vital. They're essential vitamins and minerals for you to function. Vitamin B complex as well as magnesium helps your mood swingeth. And your iron when your iron is low, that can mimic depression. And then some people will ignore that their iron is low and they'll go to the doctor, and the doctor will give them depression medication instead of being like, hey, this bitch is anemic, like she needs iron, the fuck. And folate, there's so many different things. Folate for something different, but it's like, so you want to make sure you're eating a diet that is nutrient dense versus calorically dense. So less Wendy's and Burger King and McDonald's and more produce section. And I just found a brand, and I am going to gatekeep it unless you're in my programs. I'm going to gatekeep this. Oh my God. So good. So you guys know I'm obviously vegan, which I recommend, but I don't recommend fast food processed vegan because there's a lot of vegans who are like, go vegan. It's like, you can still die from being a vegan if you eat processed shit. So I recommend plant-based vegan. Okay? Plant-based, gluten-free vegan. I don't know, Spirit just said Oreos, so Oreos are vegan. You could make them at home. You could use my whoopie pie recipe and turn it into an Oreo recipe in my Earthly Desserts book, which I will link in the description box below for this episode. And so there's this brand of chicken for vegans, and it's not that Play-Doh chicken or that soy chicken or processed vegan chicken. It's made with plants, and it's made with spices, and it tastes so good. It reminds me of a chicken pot pie, but without killing an animal, and I just love it. I had a chicken salad, and I love it. You just put microgreens and arugula with some Miyoko's cream cheese. Now, let me say this, because every time I recommend something, that's why I stocked up on Miyoko's cream cheese. Every time I recommend something, people go and get it, and it's sold out all the time. I'm hearing that song, Ooh Wee, What's Up With That, with T-Shane. T-Shane and Keaton on Saturday Night Live. You have to go and watch that if you haven't seen it. It's hilarious. Hilarious. Every time I mention it, no one knows what I'm talking about. I'm like, y'all are not going to do the Mandela butterfly, whatever, effect on me. Mandela effect, butterfly effect on me. I know what I saw. I know what I saw. Don't let people make you forget, because I've said that to a few people, and they're just like, wow, what is that? I'm like, you know what it is. You know what it is. But anyway, crazy makes you sane. So if people make you feel crazy, then just own it, okay? So nutrition, so you're getting all of the vitamins and minerals so you don't feel imbalanced. Making sure that if you do feel that way, you're doing supplementation and herbs and tinctures as well. I always recommend Dr. Morse's. I have never felt so stable and balanced in my life until I took his herbs and tinctures along with the essential oils at doTERRA. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing, especially if you're dealing with trauma. They have a whole aromatherapy kit for trauma. They have grieve, they have forgive. I think they still have those. Motivate, if you're feeling bored. And you might think, oh, they're just foo-foo essential oils. No, these are scientifically proven essential oils to help you literally heal from trauma. Like, it's just like when you listen to meditation music and you can't think of anything else but listening to that. Same with the essential oils. They are scientifically proven to somehow help you alleviate trauma. They do something to your olfactory bulb and your amygdala and your HP axis. Like, these little bottles of beauty, little shits, are amazing. And so number 3, emotions and sickness. Okay, so this is the 3rd step. Dealing with your emotions. So your emotions have the power to make you sick. Okay? And so what you want to do is address any daily stressors, anything that's bothering you, and see how you can eliminate it from your life. So is it your job? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it your own thoughts? What is it? And then you want to eliminate that. Now, like I said, I teach this in my program, my Eat Stress Away program. And we go a little bit more in depth, but for the sake of the podcast, I'm not going too in depth. But you want to get to, again, you got to the root at step 1. So step 3 is like emotions and sickness. So getting rid of that, because chronic stress, when people think of chronic stress, it's not, oh, I lost my keys, I'm stressed. No. Chronic stress is stress over time that has accumulated, and now you are a walking zombie because this is how you cope. You have anxiety, you have depression, you're constantly overwhelmed, you're in a constant state of fear, it's just constant, never ending. So in order for you to move forward, you need to address it and get rid of it and recognize there is a way to get rid of it, and that's going to be, again, go back to step 2, nutrition. Okay, so you're basically taking steps 1, 2, and applying them to step 3. Okay, and recognizing that at step 3, this is when you have to look within and be self-aware. Okay? Be self-aware of how you react, be self-aware of your triggers. This is when you're actually starting to find solutions to your problems. So your focus, you're rewiring your brain to find solutions to your problems. Okay? Step 4 is self-care. Okay, so self-care, what I love about steps 2 and 4 is that they help step 3. So step 4 is self-care, so putting yourself first. What do you like to do? What do you need that's going to make you feel whole? What do you need to do that's going to make you feel whole and balanced and at ease, and recognizing that you are able to do this for yourself. So if you go back to step 1, I'm sure you got rid of those limiting beliefs, self-doubt, negative thinking, all of that stuff. That's what I help my clients with in step 1, so they can ease and breeze through the 8 steps. So you want to know exactly what's holding you back. This is when you want to make time for yourself. You want to look at your schedule. You no longer want to say, oh, I'm busy, and because you're going to get frustrated. So if you're a single parent, or if you're even married, and you're like, oh, I can never take time for myself. Put yourself first, put it in your schedule. Say, well, I have 2 hours at night, or I have 2 hours in the morning, and what do you need to function? Do you need tea in the morning? Some people need coffee in the morning. Some people need meditation in the morning. Some people need to work out in the morning. Do what you need to do to function at your optimum. You don't need to know why. You just need to know that you love it. And my foot has gone to sleep. Okay. And that's where the time management comes in, which is step number 5. Because when you're not organized, you feel all over the place. You feel imbalanced, you feel frustrated, you feel like your work is never finished. And then here comes it, it's messing up your sleep patterns now. And so you also want to have a to-do list. It could be a short list. Some people make mental lists. I don't. I have to write everything down. actually have my Bitch, I Got Shit to Do notebook for that reason. It's a feisty notebook to kick people's asses who have been negative to you on a mental and emotional level, and kick you in the butt to stay on track. You know, you have shit to do. You don't have time to be worrying about some bullshit that's not conducive to your life. And so it helps you get shit done. Fuck that, you know? And so that's time management, and it brings you peace when you focus on that. You're focusing on priorities. You know, a lot of people don't want to focus on priorities because they procrastinate, and they procrastinate because they are fearful that they will make a mistake, or fearful to take it to the next level due to trauma or something. You know, it's a protective mechanism that's also like a self-sabotage thing. And so time management and peace will bring you peace and allow you to go to the next level, ascend, okay? Step number 6, protecting your energy. So protecting your energy is crucial in getting rid of stress and anxiety. And what that means is you want to surround yourself with people, places, and things that will not drain you, that will uplift you. If you find that you're at home and you're a very jovial person and you're just very relaxed and peaceful, and around other people you can't feel like that, then you need to not be around those people. If you feel like you can, you know, laugh and joke and do all those things that you love, then sure, be around those people, you know. If it's a job, if it's a relative, if it's whoever's conducive to your progress as a person and tells you the truth but makes you feel warm and fuzzy and like they're trustworthy, that's who you want to be around, okay? Finding your purpose. Finding your purpose will prevent depression and boredom and anxiety and feeling like a failure, because you know exactly what you're supposed to do on this planet. I offer Find Your Purpose readings where I read your birth chart and I help you find your career. I've helped some clients get off of their jobs and pursue a different career, or just get off their job completely and work for themselves. Had to breathe for a minute, yawn, do deep breathing too, that diaphragmatic breathing, and implement. So implementing everything on a daily basis, you know, getting to the root, eating healthy, you know, focusing on how your emotions are throughout the day so you can prevent these things, okay, and more. And so you got those down, those 8 steps. Feel free to listen to this and rewatch this. You can pause it and, you know, go back. But you also always know that moving into the self-love, you have a right to, you know, love yourself. Do not compare yourself to other people. Stay in your own lane, whatever lane that is. I find that there's a lot of people who tend to compete with other people because they don't feel good enough. They feel incompetent. They, it's you versus you, you know, and it's, no one can take anything that's yours. And I know sometimes your ego, listen, I'm a Cancer sun, like I said, I have Leo placement. Sometimes your ego will get in the way and make you think otherwise, and so you just want to focus on what makes you feel good about yourself, you know? Instead of being, I've never been a jealous person, I've never been an envious person, because you feel whole within yourself. You need to find something that you love about yourself. I find that people who are jealous, they don't like to learn from other people. A jealous person is a stupid person, is an idiot, because they're not looking at that person as someone that they want to work with or learn from. They're looking at that person as something they want to conquer. And if that person is chosen by God to do a certain purpose on this planet or on this world, you're never going to trump them. You know, work with them. And maybe there's stuff that they're not good at that you could help them with. You know, it's called working together, because, you know, it's just nasty energy to want to be like someone or want to compete with someone. People go so far as to copy and take credit, and they have this pompous attitude. You'll see sociopaths do that and psychopaths, and it won't click. The elevator doesn't go to the top stairs that you're not invincible. And so time and time again, you've seen people who are sociopaths and psychopaths get arrested. It's like, you guys are not invincible, you're just stupid, some of you. I'm not saying everyone with a disorder is stupid, but some of the people who are very dark in the mind are stupid, because they're, you know, taking from someone and thinking that there's no consequences. And it's like, no, and you're gonna be embarrassed. Like, yeah. So just make sure that you are finding, like I said, the strengths about yourself. You also know your weaknesses, so you can strengthen them and seek out help, because at the end of the day, it's all about getting better, no matter how you get better. Because if you're sitting there jealous and envious of someone, you're not getting better. You're just getting weirder, you know, more weird. You know, the person who you're jealous of can help you get to the next level in a certain area or facet in your life, and you're just sitting there just seething, trying to stop them, and you're gonna get in trouble for it. So it's just, you know, it doesn't pay to be an ass. It doesn't pay to be an asshole. And so constantly reminding yourself that you're beautiful, no matter what. No matter what you look like, what you feel like, no matter what people are saying, you have to know that you're beautiful from on the inside out. You know, I've seen people who are not necessarily conventionally attractive or attractive to every single person, but they're a beautiful person because they're confident within themselves. And I find that people in society need people to like them. You have to get to a point where you don't need people to like you. And that's when you could be yourself. That's when you could feel like this is your playground. You know? That's when you could feel like you're on top of the world. You know, my videos have gone viral several times on TikTok, and you get beautiful comments, and sometimes you get shit comments. I've had to drag a few people to hell and back. But when your videos go viral and you have all these people, you can't address all these motherfuckers. So do you take that personally and stop posting videos because a fucking troll that you haven't met is up your thong or up your ass if you don't wear underwear, or just up your underwear ass, you know? No, you keep going. Why do you need other people who don't do shit for you validate you? And that's what I said in my, you could go listen to that too, my Heat and Haters episode. You gotta transmute that for your good. Okay, they said this. Don't let that penetrate you. And if you find that it's a trigger for you, then again, do my 8-step method. Look within that step 3, emotions. Why is this, or step 1 even, why is it triggering you? What happened to you that is triggering you? And then once you heal that, you'll get that comment again and it won't faze you. Because why would it faze you? You know, what are you holding back for? I've also, you know, I've sang too, and I've gotten a troll who had like 1,000 followers and was following 6,000 fucking people. And she had said something like, I only got 2 bad comments on my singing videos. Normally people like the way I sing. I never get bad comments playing violin ever. But you get people who are trolls, and people who project. And she's like, if you want to, well, that sounded bad, and if you want to make it in the music industry. I'm like, first of all, I went to music school. Second of all, there's a bunch of people who know me. I don't, you know. Third of all, who, you know, I was just like, where is all this coming from? It was her projections of herself. Because people aren't self-aware. She's thinking I was just starting a music page when I had 35,000 followers on the other page. I'm like, bitch, I sang over there too, okay? I don't fucking need your opinion. You are not Paula Abdul on American fucking Idol, okay? So it's just that. Did that stop me from singing? Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, she told me not to sing Mariah Carey, and I sang Mariah Carey again and nailed her song. And Mariah Carey's songs aren't easy, but I've been singing Mariah Carey since I was little. I'm just like, and you thought like so don't let people stop you from doing and being what you want. I find that people need people to like them and need people to want them. I'm like, I will detach, I will stop talking to you, I will block you, we will never speak again, I will cuss you the fuck out and not feel a damn thing. And that's gonna be the end of that. That's gonna be the end of that. Don't fuck up. Stop fucking up. You know, obviously people are gonna fuck up and do things. So you give certain people passes. It depends on what it is. You're not gonna be sensitive and hypersensitive and shit, you know. Although sometimes depends. It depends, but you know, there's a lesson in everything. Use everyone as a lesson for your growth, specific growth, and just keep pushing. Acknowledge where you're at to just excel in your own lane, you know, and you will attract what's meant for you. Because when you start to do that push and pull and that, well, I gotta be here, and you start, you know, stepping on people to get to where you are, ooh, that's the worst thing you could do. That's out of alignment. Some people aren't going to get that concept because they're not spiritual, you know, but some people will. And so you have to, again, find the beauty within yourself. Again, I have my magnetizing beauty ebook, and that is all I wanted to cover on this episode today. Always feel free to comment, leave your reviews. Like I said, have an unfiltered day, and I'll see you next week.